welcome back to the Fly Culture Podcast with me, your host, Pete Tigers. This one's going to be on the river. I'm meeting a young couple called Millie and Ewan who do some great little social media stuff, and they're trying to push on fly fishing, trying to make it attractive to a younger generation of angler. So I'm looking to learn a little bit about them, what fishing means to them, and perhaps we might even catch a few fish. It's been wonderful to catch up with Millie and Ewan. You'll know them as the fly fishing duo if you follow them on social media. If you don't, give them a follow because they do some really interesting stuff. And I got to see them very briefly from afar when I was putting on one of the events at Malin and Green, and I saw two younger anglers there decked out in Patagonia gear. And I always circle for these sorts of people because these to me are the future of fly fishing, and I want to help and encourage in any tiny way that I possibly can. And we talked about doing a podcast for a little bit. We were going to head to their home water, but I happened to be further up country, and we could tie something together that I could come down, meet them on the beautiful Derbyshire Wye and do some fishing, catch up with them and talk about life. And that's the purpose of the podcast today. So, Millie, can you tell us a little bit about where you're based and what that means from a fishing perspective?
So we're based in Congleton, which is the River Dane. And to be frank, I don't really know it that well. I've only fished it for about 2 years. Ewan's fished it for a lot longer than I have, but it's a very interesting river. It's nothing like the Wye or anything like that. It's very urban, and you see a lot of strange things sometimes. But the trout in there are amazing, aren't they? And it's so beautiful because I think, it's just so wild because it's not stocked. No one owns it. It's a free stretch, isn't it, that we fish? And so I think that's the most amazing part about it, is it's just pure wild. It's brilliant. We love it.
That sounds music to my ears. And you, and as we've walked down the river today, that we've been spotting fish, and both of you are fabulous at spotting fish. But how would you put this, the Dane that Millie's just mentioned, your home water, how would you put that in context to somewhere like the Wye that is limestone fed, incredibly clear? How do you compare that?
Well, the problem with the Dane, because obviously you don't have a lot of, there's no maintenance, there's no nothing. Jan maintains this river very well, and the Dane is literally just it's just completely wild, we have to do our own kind of maintenance, like trimming trees, because in summer it just crowds over, turns into a jungle. You can't even get down there half the time. So, and to be able to find the fish, for starters, is one of the goals, because they're just on their own. They don't get fished for, they do, by some people, but we're always there every day. I try and get down as much as I can to have a look and see what's going on, because you do get some ropey people having a look, as you do in urban places. But yeah, it's just a bit of there's so many surprises, and I don't see that many in many other places, because it's not club owned, it's not maintained, and we kind of want to do our best to kind of do what we can, because we're the only ones put in the time and effort. Yeah, fly. No one fly. Everyone spins you spinners, but I think the fly fishing, learning that, because I've done it in the past. I've done spin fish, I've done float fishing for the grayling and that. I've done it, but when I started fly fishing for it, and I think that's one thing that I learned, that it was so much better. I went with a mate, and we ended up catching so much more fish. And I learned dry fly fishing, I learned nymph fishing, I learned any types. I'm still learning now. I am literally been doing this for about 4 or 5, maybe 4 years. I don't know, not a lot, but I'm still learning a lot more, especially insects. I don't know anything about them.
Well, you've done a very good impression of not knowing, because you talked about caddis, you spotted caddis. I've seen some ephemera as well. And for listeners, you'll know that I've done a few podcast here, and this is dry fly only water as well. So I think having that understanding, and it doesn't have to be species specific, but if you can say that is a caddis and it looks a size 14, I think you're in the game, aren't you? And we talked, Millie, you'd said that there'd been a little bit of wind about, and we were already formulating a plan. Perhaps we needed to go on to terrestrials because there might be something blown off, there might be something knocking around there from that point of view as well. But it's the art of observing, and in places like this you get a really good opportunity to see and learn, and those things you can take back to your home river as well, can't you?
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely learning, looking, because on the Dane, dry fly fishing, you can't necessarily see the flies, on the water. Here, because the water's so crystal clear, you can see the flies jumping or the caddis jumping and things like that. And we learn then what caddis actually look like and what olives look like and things like that, because on the Dane there's not really that many. So when we can get a dry fly fish on the Dane, it's pretty special, isn't it? It's very, very special. I think majority of the time we see them only sipping, and that's majority on emergers, isn't it? And we use emergers quite a lot. So it's nice to get out and do something a bit different, just purely dry fly fishing, because that's our favourite, isn't it? So we do a little bit.
And do you have grayling too? We
do, yes. I think, was it last winter? I think last winter I caught 2 pound grayling from the Dane, so we were very happy with that. And there's probably more grayling than trout, I'd say, in there. From what we've seen anyway. And they're not spooky at all, are they? We're wading through the river and look to like the right of us, just down below next to our feet, and there's just about 3 grayling there. And it's like, wow, that's amazing. It's good. Love it.
I guess, Ewan, that's probably down to fishing pressure as well. And while you've just been chatting as well, it's not you're using the river as a recreational resource, but you're caring for it as well, aren't you? And is that both part of your ethos about it as well, is the resource itself and making sure that the fish have an environment that they can do well in?
Yeah, definitely. Like, because the fortunate thing we've got, and I don't know how long it's going to last, but we've got it for ourselves, and we want more people, loads of our friends, to come and try it, because it's a bit different to a lot of different stuff that I've seen. But because we don't have a lot of fishing pressure and we are looking after it as much as we can, I'd like to see maybe a couple more people fish it and show them what we've got. But like with the grayling, I've never seen anything like it. Like we've had them by our feet, underneath our feet. Like they just get so close. And I've just like, sometimes when we're nymphing for great trout, I just drop it by my feet and they'll go for it straight away. They're not shy at all. Like, and they're about over a pound. These fish are like not shy at all. They're amazing, immaculate fish. But yeah, like it's absolutely amazing. Like there's something about the river that going down because we try and get out as much as we can. Like after work, when Millie will message me, goes, "Can we go down the river?" I was like,
it's always me.
I guess we'll have to then. And then we end up going. We go as much as we can, and we stay until like 10 o'clock at night. And if we're like, "Well, time's work, we've got to wake up early tomorrow for work," and we just don't care. Like when we're there, time just disappears. It always disappears. We spend so much time there, as much as we can, all the time. But yeah, it's just such an amazing place. I love it.
And what I was thinking about that as well was your ethos about it all, because you get a nice fishing spot, you don't always want to share it. That is historically and naming places and all that sort of stuff, but you want people to enjoy it with you. And that must mean that it means a lot to you, but also that you want to share it with friends, etc. Yeah,
definitely. Like, I think the reason I want more people is because we can only do so much in looking after the place. Like, I would love to ideally have a club to take over it, because like I don't know anything about fish surveys or looking after like the river quality, the water qualities, because we do with the town the way it is going, it's growing so big and there's a lot more people moving to town. When I was a kid, like there was the town's grown half the size because we've had new roads, new houses. There's going to be hundreds more houses being built. So we fish a bit where the outflow for the sewage plant is, and I've noticed, especially over the last couple of years, is you notice the smell for start. Like the smell is it's like right, and I know there's nothing that I know of, and there might be, I don't know, but there's not doing a lot at the sewage works, and for the amount of houses being built, I'm sure, and I've noticed there's always something coming in the river every day, like every time we've been down there. But the officials we know are all right, but I want a bit more of an idea, really, of like Jan does, looking after the river and do water surveys, whatever. I don't know, but yeah, we'd love to do that and have someone to do. Yeah, have more people that care for it. Really, that's what it is. Because we're the only ones that are doing it, aren't we? Yeah.
That's wonderful to hear. And like you say with the sewage, I guess my humble, and I'm sure you do this, is being down the EA's throat, because you're dead right with the expansion and more houses being built, that's going to put an even greater pressure on the sewage treatment works as well. So it's going to become more likely. The grayling as well are your canary that will let you know the quality of the water. So watching those really closely. But I'd be all over the EA and letting them know what's happening, monitoring it, filming it. And I'm sure you're doing this already, but just to let them know, because it sounds such a magical place already, that to lose that, knowing that this sort of stuff is going on and everyone's contending with this sort of stuff up and down the country as well, and just being in their face the whole time, you never know where that might lead. But it was interesting what Ewan said about Millie wanting to drag him to the river. And you said you've been fishing a couple of years, but did you have a point where you realised, wow, this is absolutely fantastic, this is something that I want to do all the time?
Oh God, I think it's got to be for me when the first time Ewan took me down and it was where the sewage outflow is, where Ewan just said, and it was, I've done fishing before, so I did carp fishing with my dad when I was younger, and that kind of trailed off as I got older and he got older, and I love animals, I absolutely love animals and being outdoors and things like that. So when Ewan took me down there, it's like, oh, let's go fishing. I was like, okay, I'll try it. I'll see what happens. And he had his fly rod and he gave me the float rod. And I was there with the float rod, trying to sort out what I was doing, trying to figure out what I was doing. And then I was watching him with the fly rod, and it just looked so majestic. Is that the word? I can't really think of the word. Something like that. It was like magical, just watching the fly line go up and down, and then I think he finally managed to catch, I think it was a grayling at the time, and I wasn't catching anything, and I was like, I need to try that. So I really, really want to try that. So I think I had to go with his rod, and then I think you called me a natural at the time. I can't really remember because of the way I was casting or something like that. But I think ever since then, I've just absolutely loved it, catching all the fish and seeing the beautiful place that it takes us. So I think me and Ewan are so lucky to be able to fish the Wye and the Derwent. It's the most amazing place ever, and possibly one of the best places to fish in the country. We absolutely love it, don't we? We feel very privileged. So yeah, it's great.
Yeah, we were talking about it off mic, and it is just an extraordinary fishery. And I was talking to the guys about the quality of the anglers, and I'm standing with two of them right now, and also other members of the club that we've had previously on the podcast and I've spoken to on the podcast. It's absolutely extraordinary to see these people fishing the river, and I watch and see, and I was watching Ewan mending line beautifully, and I thought, oh yeah, he knows his stuff, and he's taught Millie as well. So we're really looking forward to that. We've walked downstream a little bit. We're going to just record as we go along. We're going to talk about flies. We're going to look in fly boxes. We're going to do those sorts of things. But it's just really nice being around positive people who care about fishing on a wider basis as well. So I'm sure we'll tap into that a little bit more as well. But what do you reckon? What's the plan?
Well, we'll have a look further up. We've seen a few fish, haven't we? So, seen some nice fish actually. So we'll have to try for them, won't we?
I managed to fluke a rainbow, so I'm thrilled. That's what I was after on my last trip and didn't manage it. So those dastardly brown trout. But I've managed to catch a rainbow. Put a caddis on. The fish here, the ones that we've seen in the deeper pots, are sitting deeper down. So I put a caddis on with quite a long orange butt on it, and that brought a fish up. A small fish came up and had a look, which I missed, and then a little rainbow came up and gave me the time of day. So I'm job done. I'm absolutely over the moon that I wanted to catch a rainbow trout, and I've caught one. So, and that's, I'm sure if you listen to the podcast, you'll know that the Wye is one of the very, very few places that has wild stroke feral rainbow trout that have been in over 100 years now. So I think that kind of counts them as wild fish, and to be able to do that is pretty cool. So I think we're going to have a wander around, see if we can find a few more fish, and just chat as we go. Millie's just dropped into a spot to make a few casts. We haven't seen many risers. It's a bright day, it's warm, so we're sort of kind of working on the basis of bringing a fish up at the moment and then see what happens. There is some hatch around on the water, not a huge amount, but a little bit. So we're just watching from back, watching Millie cast. You can see she knows exactly what she's doing. And you said one of the lovely things about this as well, Ewan, didn't you? That you loved about the fly fishing and Millie's introduction into it.
Yeah, like when I got into fly fishing, I taught her really. So, and I've not really had a proper lesson. I've never had a lesson on a river. Never. I've only had ever one lesson when I was only younger, and then ever since then, we both learnt together on our own, and and I barely taught her really. She taught herself majority of everything, which is, I think, finds amazing, because she's found her own way of casting. She learned to double haul herself. I didn't do a lot really through the whole process. I let her do it on her own, and I've actually learned a lot from her, and she's actually turned out a better angler than me. Majority of the time we go fishing, she ends up a lot more. She's caught more trout than me this year, and I'm just shocked, to be honest. I'm really proud, really, really proud that she's just picked it up so well, so easy. Like, she's just like, the way she learns everything is great. And like with fly tying as well, because we've only just recently got into that really, and we've slowly started to get the hang of all the techniques and the hackling and everything, and tying our own different flies and trying to do our own different methods. She ended up turning the fly tying her makeup desk into a fly tying desk. So every time I go around hers, we're just constantly, I'm trying something, trying to do different methods, different techniques, and buying constantly new stuff all the time. We're literally constantly in Mile and Green buying new stuff. Like, we spend a lot of time, probably more time on the bank than on Mile and Green, because we love it in there. We love the people. We absolutely love the people. Like, it's just so welcoming. We're constantly asking questions, constantly getting new ideas. And the beauty part of that, with the social media we do, is we end up doing. We've always got different ideas. We've got so many plans. We've got so many ideas. Like, we love doing our little funny videos that we try, because they've done really well. Like, we've managed to get one video did over 500,000 views, which is absolutely mental, mind blowing, really. Like, never ever imagine doing it, because we started it together, and I never expected it to go anywhere. I wasn't really that bothered, really. I was like, hey, let's see it, to do it for fun. Let's like a bit of fun. And then because she does social media, so she knows stuff. She does marketing. She knows what she's doing. She knows how to edit. So I was like, just try it. And she had a few ideas, and I just go for it, try it, and the video just blew up overnight, and we just went, wow, this is crazy. And it's just funny. It's just nice. I like just watching everyone. Like, we get a lot of audience from America, really, and a lot from people in Montana and everyone. We get loads of messages. It's so nice. Like, the community, like, everyone's like, can relate to us as being a couple together, and it's just funny. Like, we just love it. Just sharing our experiences with everyone else through that. Everyone else finds it funny, relates. There's so many people, even just people out of fly fishing, relate to it. Like, it's just couples being together, and it's just, I just love it. It's mind blowing. It's still mind blowing me now. Like, the stuff we managed to get to be, like, being here. Like, I generally, without doing it, no one knew who we are. By far, no one knows. So we wouldn't be here right now without it, really. But yeah, we've got loads of ideas, absolutely loads of ideas. So we want to do something bigger, really. We kind of want to do some bigger videos, bigger plans, bigger projects. Like, because Millie loves to edit. That's a passion really. She's very good at it. Fly fishing and editing like videos, she loves it. And creating different. We've got lots of ideas. We've got some plans to go to the Lake District, doing something that we love. Maybe in winter do some bit of different kind of fishing on the fly, pipe fly fishing. We've got loads of ideas. But at the moment, we're just enjoying doing what we do now and try and do as much as we can.
Sounds perfect to me. And something that resonated with me, I'm watching Millie cast beautifully out and covering a line or a seam or a section really beautifully at the moment. And you were saying that you never had lessons. Does that mean watching, because I think as somebody who's an old warhorse, used to be instructor, that role is diminishing a little bit because younger people like yourself can just go onto social media, they can go onto YouTube, and you can learn all those things, can't you, really easily?
Yeah, you can. There's so many videos out there now, like casting videos and load like especially fly time videos. There's so many out there now. So you kind of just we kind of just watch. We like to watch a lot of stuff. We watch a lot of videos like Andy, Ivy and Andy. We watch a load of them. They're very like we've learned so much from them. Like we're like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. Like half of the techniques. Like I didn't know. I still don't know how to urinate. Like it's one things I picked up now and then. Like, but I've not really done it. I've been dry fly fishing and just as much as I can really. But it's one of those. It's one of those things. Social media is you can't beat doing it with someone. I've learned more people going fishing with Steve for 5 minutes and Jack with how long. Like I've learned more things being with people than watching it. You learn so much doing that certain stuff, but you mainly what we've found going out as much as you can. We've learned is so much by keep going and going, and then we start recognizing the smallest things. Oh, that's a caddis. Oh, like that's an olive. Like that's a mayfly. Like we're like, oh, that's what it is. And the more you go out, and you start recognizing things, and when you watch things, you can kind of like, oh, that's what it is. And then you see it in person, then you find out, and then it starts clicking then in your head. That's what it is you're learning. And casting, I think what I've found especially is just by just doing it, keep doing it, keep repeating, like just keep casting, even if you're not catching, it doesn't matter. Like you just, as long as you're trying your different, like downstream dry fly fishing, I'm terrible at, absolutely terrible at. Like I need to do that more, but I know I need to do that more, but I know I'm terrible at it. So it's kind of, I've been trying it now and then, but I need to do it more. I know for myself I need to do it more, but yeah, every day is a learning day. That's the one thing about fly fishing. Like with my background, I come from a pipe fishing background with my dad. Like we do a lot of pipe fishing in winter. Like that's the majority of things I'd be doing. Like I'd be doing this winter. But now fly fishing is coming to my life. I'll be doing a lot more pipe fly fishing because I have a guy called Alan Ferguson, and I've been with him. I went in last winter and winter before. I had 19 on the fly, loved it. Absolutely, it's a different level of fly fishing. I was like absolutely loved it. Like I've never had a fish fight that hard on anything. Like on a fly rod, it's just you and the fish. Loved it, and I want to do it more. Like Millie wants to do it now. She wants to do some pipe fly fishing and. We've got 10 weights, so we'll have a go this winter.
Ewan's just having a pop in a new spot, and he's running his fly down exactly where there should be a bloody fish, but there isn't at the moment. But I'm just chatting with Millie, and I bought a bag of Skittles, which old school had not had some for ages, so I've been enjoying those. But we were chatting, and as Ewan had said in the previous segment, that her role is in social media. And I was wondering, I'm always fascinated about fly fishing's relationship with social media, and as somebody who works in it, how do you view it?
I just think it's a great place for fly anglers to not necessarily show off, but I'm sure some people like to. But it's a great place just to show people that don't do fly fishing or don't know about it, what is about it, and the joys of it, and just seeing. I think the reason why me and Ewan do it is just to show young people that it is fun, and we do enjoy it, and it is cool. We think so anyway. But yeah, and I just think that more people should should be aware of it, because I think there's a lot, especially in the UK scene, it's mainly carp fishing, isn't it, and things like that, and the young people. But I think fly fishing should be another one of those things that they know about, because it is good and it's fun, and it's it's easy when you know what you're doing.
And do you detect, certainly, let's talk about the UK first, do you detect that there are many younger people fly fishing for, like we're doing now, fly fishing for trout, let's say?
I think mainly in the carp, like I said, like in the carp fishing world, there's quite a lot of youngsters, but me and you, and through social media, I don't think we've seen other people in the UK our age, if younger or a little bit older than us. I don't think there's that many. I think me and Ewan are one of the only ones, and I think that's a shame, really, because me and Ewan enjoy it so much, and just being able to come out in the outdoors after work and enjoy being at the river, and it's so relaxing and things after a stressful day at work. It's brilliant. I just think more young people should be aware of it, and I think that's why we do the social media, to show young people that it is fun and we enjoy it. So yeah.
And I get the sense in the short time I look at your socials, of course, but in the short time I've met you, that this isn't, and I often say to people that fly fishing isn't paved with gold. You're not going to get given a ton of gear. You're not going to get massive sponsorship deals. In the real world, I'm really sorry, but it doesn't happen. And I get the sense you're not doing it for that. I get the sense that you are genuinely, and listening to you and talk about your home river and wanting more people to fish it, I'm getting the sense that's exactly where you're coming from with this.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why we do it is because we love it. It's not for, the views or anything like that. We just love it, and we just want to share it with people. I think more people should be aware of it, because it's so much fun. And I've only been doing it for around 2 years, and it's made me so much less stressed, and it's so good for your mental health, and especially in young people nowadays, you see the mental health is declining quite rapidly. I think it's something that needs to be shared, and I hope that if someone watches our videos, they just might think, oh, maybe I'll give that a shot, because you don't need expensive gear. Just any old fly rod will do, and as long as you put the fly in a fish's face, majority of the time they'll take it. So yeah.
Like your style. So how would you compare that with, I know we've touched on America very briefly, and I know we were talking off mic about it as well, but how would you compare that to the fishing scene of younger people? Let's talk about the US, for example.
I think in America it's a bit different, as here in the UK it's not as easy to get on rivers, because a lot of clubs own them and things like that, whereas in America it's all public land. So it's a lot more accessible. So I think just making it in the UK more accessible would probably be a good thing, and just getting people aware of those clubs. And there's a lot of clubs in the UK that aren't that expensive, and you could even do grayling fishing for fly fishing, things like that, or carp, as you were, carp fly fishing, things like that. Just it's just a nice different way of doing it, and you don't really need that much gear. With carp fishing, you have to take everything, all your bags, everything. Whereas fly fishing, all you need is your chest pack and your rod, and that's it, and you're on your way. So yeah. Whereas in America, like I say, it's public land, so it's a lot easier. So that's why I think, especially on social media, me and you see a lot of Americans, young Americans, which is great. We just wish that would be the case over here. So try and make that happen.
No trip to the wonderful Wye in Derbyshire would be complete without speaking to Jan Hobbart, friend of the podcast, and he's just come and found us on the river as well. And Jan, great to see you as always, my friend. How's things with you? All good? You're back from a family holiday as well, so you're invigorated, you're full of enthusiasm and ready to rock and roll, right?
Yes, something like that. I came back to wishing to see rivers full of water flowing, or maybe even flooding, I don't know, but no such luck, I'm afraid. So great family holiday now, down to the nitty-gritty of the summer and trying to get these rivers and the fish through the summer.
And how's it been? Has it been challenging? Because back home, We've had real issues with, the Tamar's been touching nearly 70 degrees. Water temperature has been pretty hot. Have you had similar, or has it been a little bit cooler and a little bit easier for anglers to get out fishing, and more importantly, the fish to survive in?
So on the whole, the rivers this year have coped well. We've got shorter river catchments. The rivers are generally kind of pretty cool. We've always remained under 20 degrees C. The problem, I said to the anglers at the beginning of the year, we will pay for this great start to the season. The Derwent being low gave up some real gems of wild old brown trout, and now we're kind of we're paying for that. So for me, the Wye and the Derwent, they're doing okay. They're flowing. Fishing's tough. General summer fishing, the hatches, sporadic evenings. For me, two of our rivers, the spring feds, are the real problem we're trying to keep alive. The Lathkill, we're going to do a fish rescue tomorrow, unfortunately, as a preventative measure to keep those fish going. I'm just praying for rain all the time.
Yeah, seems to be the story, doesn't it? But it must lift your heart seeing people like Millie and Ewan, younger anglers, forging away and ahead at the moment. It's wonderful to see, isn't it? And a pastime that sometimes we think is doddery old fools like me who are doing it, but you're seeing, younger people just loving every moment of being out on the river.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, the rise of social media and networking, it's great to see an opportunity to see these folk out, really. And I think, again, referring back to Derbyshire and how we're kind of a good community here, for us, luckily, Ewan and Millie live on the edge of the Peak District. They've integrated themselves really well. They've got to know people. Everyone's very friendly. So it's just great for me to show people our rivers as well. But it's great to see younger folk out.
And what about the salmon bud?
Yeah, still salmon 1, Jan 0.
All I could do is wish you the best of luck, and I guess for that, a bit of rain, and for the network as well, a bit of rain. So great to see you as always, and I'll do my dance afterwards.
Thanks, Pete.
So as with the little fella I had, the faster water's a bit lower. We're fishing against a bank that's really well shaded from the sun. A little bit more pace, so the fish are probably going to bite a little bit harder. And Ewan's made some magic happen. Many congratulations. Great work, my friend.
Cheers, thank you. That was in the fast water on a caddis. It just literally, I watched it. It hesitated a bit. I watched it, came up behind it, and then just went for it and just went. And it took some time. That's what I found on it. You can see him taking the time to look at the fly and then you just go for it. Well, that's what I found so far. But it's absolutely amazing little brownie. Amazing little spots on it.
Well done, you. And you're dead right about that. It's this clear water fishing, isn't it? That the fish have the ability to have a good look at things before they make that decision. Now, it may be in more acidic streams that they are a little less circumspect and don't mind hitting something pretty quickly out of instinct. But yeah, it's interesting to see that. And, like you were saying, that you can see the fish and the behaviour of the fish. And there's something to be said for that because you're learning, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. Always learning every single time. Like this is definitely gotta have everything perfect, really. Because on our waters, they pretty much hit anything you throw into the water. If you see a fish, they'll go for anything, really. Because the clarity is nothing like this. We get a lot of silt. It's a proper spey river. It's like nothing. You can't have not. There's not a lot of clarity, really. But this at the moment we do the most we've ever had because we have not a lot of water, obviously. But it's just amazing. Just watch them take it. It's absolutely amazing.
Guys had gone to get a sandwich and left me by a run, and I'd had a more subtle caddis pattern on. I got rid of the orange butt one. I think it's a fulling mill pattern. It's got like a twisted bit of yarn as a orange side or orange shuck of some sort, I guess. And it was interesting because I'd switched to the more subtle pattern. Nothing was happening as I ran down the pool, and then I thought, I wonder if, with faster water, perhaps the trigger point might be a bit better with the orange and they might bite it a little bit better. And lo and behold, I had a brown trout and a little rainbow trout. So I'm pretty pleased about that. There's lots of many other variables that could be in there, but it was interesting to see that made the change where I'd been fishing and caught a couple of fish as a result of it. So perhaps there is something to take out of that, and perhaps, those trigger points when the fish aren't rising hard, perhaps they may be the deciding factor that can at times bring a fish up for you. One of the things I've noticed is how relaxed Ewan and Millie are, and just super chilled, enjoying it, taking their time, taking it in turns to have a shot. You like this, yeah, for the relaxation point of view?
Oh, definitely. It's the one thing I love about it. It's so chill. As soon as you turn up, you're just chilling. Like, there's nothing to worry about. You forget about everything, especially work. You forget about work. As soon as you turn up, you just forget about everything, and it's just you and the fish on the river. It's just, especially with just me and Millie. Like, me and Millie just together. It's what we love. It's what we love. It's why we do it, really.
And for you do other pastimes that are slightly more extreme, right? So is this the antithesis? I'm actually recording this whilst Ewan's actually casting, and we've just seen fish rise in front of us. So we're just going to stop, let him get in the zone with this one for a sec, just see if he can catch it. Rise there. The conditions, we were talking about salmon fishing, and the conditions is very, very humid, close. There's not much sun around, and I was saying to Ewan that, wow, if I was salmon fishing, I'd really fancy it right now. And you also kind of think about it in a trout point of view as well, and lo and behold, we see a couple of fish rise, and we're fishing to put context to the river as well. Actually, it's not particularly wide here. You can't wade, and it's probably 15, 25 feet across, something like that. So it's not big. Water's clear. We haven't seen those fish though, interestingly, when they actually rose. So it again shows how well camouflaged they are at the moment. But we're working, covering the water. There's caddis on the water. There's not a lot else. That's pretty much all that we fished. I think Ewan put on a Griffith snout as well. He's a fan of that and tried that. But I think it's the caddis is the hatch at the moment. That certainly seems it. But you can see it. So both the guys, the other thing I should mention, their fish spotting skills are really, really strong as well. So I think that puts them in good stead. And like I often say in these situations, and sometimes on the chalk streams as well, the ability to see the fish, you learn a lot by watching the behaviour of the fish as well and what it's actually doing right now. But they look like once arises. They haven't gone again. Ewan covered them perfectly, but yeah, they're not in town. I'm going to thrust my rod into his hand and let him have a go of that and see if that brings him up just in case. But what he was saying was that, he does some pretty busy other stuff, don't you, from a relaxation point of view?
Yeah, I race enduro on dirt bikes. Done that ever since I was a kid with me and my uncle and a few mates. I literally do it all now, winter, summer, always doing that. As much as whenever I can get out, I'll be doing that. And that is the most extreme side of my life, probably. But yeah, other than that, I do a bit of mountain biking, got a race coming up, but just try and do some racing, just good, like, just what I mainly do with my mates, really. Enjoy that so much. But outside of that, you can't beat casting a fly rod.
And does that mean, doing racing for enduro, racing mountain bikes, does that mean you're competitive by nature?
Oh, definitely. I'm by far very competitive. It's me and my sister have always been very competitive. And I think that comes across in fishing, especially between me and Millie, because I try my hardest to try and catch loads, but for some reason, she still always catches more than me. But I guess that's just the fun of it. I guess I always give her a chance, and we take it in turns. So there's no she fishes all the time or I fish all the time. We both give it equally amount, but she's just got a touch that I don't have that she's just amazing at. It's absolutely it's just beautiful. It's amazing.
Just stopped at a section that just runs a little bit closer to the road, so apologies if there's some background noise. We've spotted a fish and Ewan's just covering it. I'd seen it rise 3, 4, 5 minutes earlier, but he said there's 2 down there. So we're sort of recording something in the background. But what I wanted to get a sense, and we've talked about younger anglers and how it's viewed and some of the thoughts that Millie and Ewan actually have about fishing and what they're trying to do with fishing. But how does it actually look to you as a whole, as a pastime in the UK?
I think it's, it's such a relaxing thing to do. I think people really enjoy it. For me and Ewan anyway, it's that stress reliever at the end of the day, because I always text him whilst we're at work on my lunch and like dreaming about fly fishing, and it just go, oh, can we go on a date this evening? And it's always a yes, of course. It's just the best thing to relieve that work stress and, get out on the river, get outdoors. I think more people should be doing it, and I'm glad that, me and Ewan have been given the opportunity to fish the places that we have. I think in fly fishing as a whole, there's a lot more nicer people in a sense, more people. There's a lot more generous people out there in fly fishing, and I think one of the reasons why me and Ewan have continued to do it so much is the community. It's brought us together, especially up here in Derbyshire. It's the best community you could ask for in fly fishing. It really is, especially at Mellon and Green. I think me and Ewan are there most weekends now, just talking to Steve and Jack and Marie and John. It's great. We really love it. It's brilliant. So yeah.
And so you said the opportunities, and you said about your home water and where we're fishing today. But do you have somewhere that the two of you might sort of sit down, or you look at and daydream? Is there somewhere you would really love to go fish and cast a fly?
I think me and Ewan's dream place to go is Sweden. We've wanted to go there since we've known each other. Really, we've always talked about it, and hopefully it should be something on the cards for next year. We'll have to see. But we've been watching videos of people fly fishing there, and in Iceland as well. That's beautiful. The people that fish there, it's amazing. Catching char and things like that. It's our dream to do that. So it's definitely something that I daydream a lot about at work. So hopefully we can make it a reality next year. We'll have to see.
That sounds perfectly normal to me.
Yeah.
And I was just talking with Millie about dream destinations, and she said Sweden's on the radar for you. Would that be your dream destination? I'm guessing there's a pretty good chance it'll be there or thereabouts.
Oh, definitely. Love Sweden. Like, I've always loved it. Like, as a kid, like, I've always, it's a dream place. Never went, I've always went either Scandinavia, wherever, but Sweden was like the one place, because I've looked at Nicholas Bauer, fly fishing in Sweden. There's a lot of pipe fishing in Sweden, definitely, but like the different trout fishing they've got over there, like seeing people like mouse fishing for them, like I loved it. Like, there's something about it, but like the style they've got over there in Sweden, like they're like 5 times, like they're 5 years ahead of us in some like way that I just love it. Love about it, because that's what we want to kind of get across, because we like our lake fishing, even though we're not very good at it. There's something about it. Like, we're hopefully going to go fishing for some tarns in the Lake District soon. Hopefully, it'll be not next weekend, the weekend after. We'll be going up in the lakes, trying some tarns, because we tried early on this season, and Millie came so close for one on the dry fly, and then one of the most beautiful, like decent, massive brown trout. But unfortunately, it just went psycho and fell off. Yeah. But there's something about like there's complete wild lakes that I just want to go after, and just want one out of there. Even if it's on the dry fly, that would be even better. But I know that is like the hardest thing ever, because we went last year and we got a mayfly hatch in May, and it was one of the most amazing experiences we've ever had on a lake. Never seen anything like it, really. Trout went mental, and we didn't get anything because back then we didn't really know what to do, really. Like, we were just like, they just switched on to mayflies, and we didn't really have any mayflies, and unfortunately we didn't get anything. But we've learnt now what to do. We've learnt so much since then. And we just kind of want to kind of cross like get the Swedish vibe or the Iceland vibe, like that kind of style into the like Lake District, Scotland, anything like that, like just tarn fishing. I really want to like get into that, because even though I love my river fishing, I love it, like absolutely, like it's what we know, it's what we like, we know how to do. there's something about it. There's a mystery to me, and the fish in there could be the size of of palm of your hand to 3-4 pounds. With what we've seen, some monsters. Oh, nice fish.
While we've been talking, I've sort of been poking the microphone in Ewan's face, watching, because Millie's covering, and there's a fish risen 2 or 3 times, I reckon, and it's so close, and she's just gesticulating, a little bit of frustration that it should have eaten by now as well. She's covered it perfectly, but it's I think it sums up today perfectly, actually, doesn't it? That we get a glimpse at them, and that's all they really want us to have. And then sometimes we get a little bit more. And, in a pool earlier, Millie had a fish, nice rainbow, come up and take a look, but didn't fully commit. And that's been here he comes. Yes, superstar, yes. And there it was. That's one of those joys of clear water, of being able to see that fish, and we were standing way behind her, and there's a rainbow. Yeah, rainbow. Beautiful skill, and caddis pattern.
Yes, caddis. Yeah, I think it's one of my own, actually.
Nicely done. Well, that's worked perfectly. Ewan's on netting duties. The fish is almost in the net. Yep, we got it. Nice work, Millie. And that's been wonderful. That was a fish that gave us a little bit of a look, a beautiful, I'm going to call them wild rainbows, and perfectly struck as well, came up. And that's the lovely thing about this, isn't it? Being able to see the fish come up and eat the fly like that. So, yeah, that makes me very happy to see that.
Wow, I can't believe that. I'm quite happy about that. I casted at it, and I think I casted at it at the wrong time. I watched it come up for a fly. I think it was a caddis, and then when my line landed, it spooked off. So I was like, oh, it's gone. So I just thought I'll just give it one more cast. Let's just see. And straight away went for it. I'm so surprised. I'm very happy. And I'm quite happy it's on one of my own caddis. So, it's good.
Nice work. Now, I'm going to have to head back to Devon very, very shortly, but I want to ask the guys the dreaded question before we go. And Millie, you met Ewan through music. So for our fly culture road trip playlist mix, have you got a song that you like in the car that sets the tone when you're going for a day's fishing?
It has got to be Nutshell by Alice in Chains. Absolutely love it. Just brings the vibes. Immaculate. Amazing.
Nice choice. And Ewan, what have you got for me? What is your song of choice?
It's probably Frisk by Black Marble. It's just, that is my, like any of their songs really from Black Marble. That artist, I love it. It's probably it reminds me of some good times, like in the Peak District. It just instantly reminds me of the Peaks, and it's the one, any song from them, I just love it.
Well, that's been really good fun, guys. Thank you so much for a really, really lovely, chilled, relaxed day. And I think for me, that's the perfect way to end a day's fishing, on a beautiful cast, beautiful fish, and that's all good for me. If anyone wants to get hold of you, if they want to connect with you, if they want to follow you, how do they do that, Millie?
It will be at the Fly Fishing Duo on Instagram or on TikTok.
Fantastic. Well, the guys are, and what I've tried to do is get a sense of fly fishing through much younger eyes than mine, and I'm really pleased with that it's in a positive place, it's with positive people trying to do good things, not try and rip the backside out of fishing. They're trying to do it for the right reasons, and I can only applaud that. So I'm going to wish them every success, and keep on fishing, keep on doing what you're doing. It's been great having you along on the Fly Culture podcast today.
Cheers, thank you.
Thank you so much, Pete, for having us. Thank you.
So that's it for another episode of the Fly Culture podcast. What have I taken from today? Well, perhaps we aren't this big, huge pastime that we hope it might be, but I think that's okay. I don't mind too much about that. We're quietly going about our business, and we've got people like Millie and Ewan pushing on, trying to attract people, younger people, into our pastime. We've got lots of people doing great things like Fishing for Schools that is trying to plant the seed with youngsters about fishing. Sometimes it germinates and grows into something bigger. Sometimes it doesn't, or perhaps they might come back to it a little bit later down the line. But I always try and explore and try and understand where fly fishing is. Perhaps I don't need to do that. It may just be the case as I'm sort of coming to discover that we are just a small pastime, and that's okay. That really is okay. But thank you so much for listening to this episode. There's going to be plenty more coming soon, of course. No charge for them ever. And I hope you'll keep on enjoying the Fly Culture podcast. Thank you so much for listening.
The Fly Culture podcast is brought to you in association with Fly Culture, a quarterly published magazine owned and run by fly anglers. When it comes to fly fishing, we've got you covered.